We would like to start a regular press conference by Minister IWAYA. Thank you for coming. At the outset, I have one report to make to you. Yesterday, the 2nd of June until today, on the occasion of Norwegian National Day at Expo 2025 Osaka Kansai, Foreign Minister Eide of Norway is visiting Japan. After this meeting, I am going to meet with Minister Eide. Japan and Norway are celebrating the 120th anniversary of the establishment of the diplomatic relation based on the long-standing, friendly, cooperative relationship. I look forward to discussing with Minister Eide international situations and confirming that we will work together to strengthen cooperation in various areas, including security, economy, and people-to-people exchanges. This is all from me at the outset.
If you have a question, please raise your hand. If you are designated, please proceed to the nearest microphone and ask question after identifying your name and affiliation. Kyodo Sakaguchi-san. Kyodo Sakaguchi. My question is about the South Korean presidential election. South Korean presidential election following the removal from the office. We will know the results today. So the interest is about the future of Japan-ROK relations after improvement was observed under the former President Yoon, and you have been communicating, and you have been making effort to keep improving the bilateral relations. And North Korea continues a nuclear missile development in order to face with China. How would you like to build the Japan-ROK relations with a new government? As you pointed out, today, presidential election in South Korea conducted, and today's later in the evening or dawn, we will know the results. And I would like to pay attention to this. On the Japan-ROK relations, as I mentioned so far, Japan and ROK are important neighbors to cooperate as partners for various international challenges. And as you pointed out, under the strategic environment and the security environment, the importance of Japan-ROK relationship and Japan-US-ROK cooperation remains the same. Under this basic understanding, we will continue to firmly communicate with ROK for stable development of Japan-ROK relationship.
Next, Kamimura-san of Yomiuri Shimbun. Yomiuri Kamimura, thank you. Nagashima Shigeo, I have a question about him. Shigeo Nagashima, lifetime honorary manager of the Yomiuri Giants, has passed away. And in addition to serving as manager of the national team during the Olympics, and he received medals from foreign countries. And in terms of sports diplomacy, what is your feeling and thoughts? He made a contribution. Well, I would like to offer my sincerest condolences on the passing of Mr. Shigeo Nagashima, who was very much loved by the Japanese people as Mr. Pro Baseball. And personally speaking, I am very saddened by his passing. The people of my generation, when we were a child, always were watching Mr. Nagashima play baseball on TV, in addition to Mr. O as well. And O and pair contributed to a lot of home runs. And when I was a child, I was playing baseball when I was a child too. So I was very much enjoying watching his baseball. Mr. Nagashima had a successful career in professional baseball. In addition to that, as you mentioned just now, as a manager of the Japanese baseball national team, he led the team to compete in the 18 Olympics in 2004, and also he was an executive advisor of the Japan Olympic Committee. In that capacity, he actively contributed to the development of Japanese sports community abroad too. Also, abroad, he was involved in the nurturing of baseball players. In 2012, he received a Medal of Friendship of Cuba. His contribution was highly appreciated by international community as well. So through baseball and sports, he made a tremendous contribution to building a good relationship with various countries in the world. And also, he served as a torch runner in the opening ceremony of the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games. He inspired a lot Japanese people and people in the world. I pay respect to Mr. Nagashima's great contribution over many years through sports. And once again, I would like to offer my heartfelt condolences. And I pray that he rest in peace.
Next question, Asahi Newspaper, Kato-san. Asahi Kato. My question is about the Secretary of Defense Hex's statement at the Shangri-La Security Dialogue. U.S. Defense Secretary Hexes presented a coherent security policy for the Indo-Pacific region for the first time as the second Trump administration and positioned the region as a priority theater. He also called for an increase in defense spending by Asian allies. How do you perceive this series of statements by Secretary of the Defense Hexes and the impact on Japan's security policy, as it was a venue for the defense ministers' meeting? As to the speech by Secretary Hexes at the Shangri-La Dialogue, I would like to refrain from mentioning on each and every part of his statement. However, looking at the overall impression, it shows the U.S. commitment to Indo-Pacific. Therefore, Japan takes it positively. Having said that, you talked about the defense expense. What is important is not the monetary value or ratio, but the contents of defense capabilities. And as I have been saying, based on the national security strategy, we will steadily and drastically, independently enhance Japan's defense capabilities. As we face a very severe security environment, Japan would constantly consider and enhance defense and deterrence and response capabilities. And in order to enhance defense and deterrence and response capability of Japan-U.S. alliance, we would like to continue close communication with the Trump administration.
Hamamoto-san, IWJ. Thank you. IWJ Hamamoto. Thank you. I have a question related to Ukraine. The Ukrainian Ministry of Finance announced in its statement on May 30th it would defer payment of $665 million in debt to creditors. And if Ukraine defaults, Japan is supposed to bear losses partially. And this time, are you going to subrogate the liability? And is it really necessary to give such a large sum to Ukraine when Japanese people are struggling? In total, Japan has provided $12 billion to the country. Was it really necessary to provide this amount? Kishida and Ishiba administration will be questioned for their failure to foresee the course of the war. And I think I wonder how you take responsibility for such a loose diplomacy. Yes, as you have just mentioned, I am aware that the Ukrainian Ministry of Finance has announced that it will defer payment of about $665 million in debt to the holders of government bonds the country has issued. And the government of Japan actually does not hold such bonds. But that said, we will closely watch the fiscal conditions of the Ukrainian government and the development of this matter going forward. That said, in general terms, suppose public bonds that the government of Japan holds defaulted, Japan will not automatically subrogate the liabilities. Rather, we will take part in the international framework and discuss how we respond with other creditor countries. At the risk of being repetitive, Japan does not hold the liabilities that you have referred to. And also, regarding how we respond to Russia's aggression against Ukraine, as we have been saying many times, Japan does not tolerate the unilateral attempt to change the status quo by force or coercion by any country. With that strong sense of urgency, we have been providing assistance, and we do not change that way of thinking going forward. In the area of humanitarian finance, recovery and reconstruction, as you mentioned, we have pledged and implementing steadily the total amount exceeding $12 billion. And Japan will coordinate closely with the international community, including G7, so that Ukraine will be able to achieve a just and lasting peace.
Yomiuri Kamimura-san. Yomiuri Kamimura. So the killing of Japanese nationals in Dalian, China, in the late May, 2 Japanese were killed in Dalian. As the MOFA, what is the fact do you know, and could you tell us the response? So a Japanese Consulate General in Shenyang received a report from the Chinese Public Safety Authority on in the Liaoning province, saying that on May 23rd, 2 Japanese nationals were killed in Dalian city, and the suspect was already detained, and the report came on May 25th. The Public Safety Authority explained to us that the cause of the incident was the business troubles among the acquaintances. Upon this incident, Japanese government has been providing necessary assistance to affected family members, and we will continue to take appropriate response to protect Japanese nationals there. This concludes today's press conference. Thank you very much. Thank you.